Well, Zach, no matter what the student's economic situation is, if a school qualifies, all the kids get breakfast in the classroom because American Express and Discover Card have opted not to pass along the fees. And I spoke to one woman to find out how exactly she got her one last wish. New job opportunities are making their way to the Valley. Every second that drivers take off the road to text is like missing the length of an entire school bus going by. Find out how one lawmaker is making sure that those without a voice are living in a stable environment. Now, Representative Kavanaugh told me that the bill is passing through the House fairly quickly and with little opposition. But now some Arizona schools are doing everything they can to make sure their students get their healthy start. And with over 20 new restaurants to choose from, you're bound to find a meal you can enjoy. To find out how you can make a difference in the life of a terminally ill senior citizen, we put a link on our website, cronkitenewsonline.com. Live in Phoenix, I'm Lauren Ettlinger, Cronkite News. Yeah, Zach, a $7 billion settlement with MasterCard and Visa is now giving merchants the power to take more of your money. It's become the preferred way to purchase just about anything.
Well, there's certainly a reason to use a credit card, and the reason primarily is safety.
But now you might not be safe from spending more than you expected, because the next time you swipe the plastic, merchants may be swiping more of your money. A new law recently went into effect allowing businesses to pass along something called checkout fees, what they pay banks to process credit card sales.
Consumers would see a 4% fee tacked on to their bill for using a credit card. That would mean that if you spent $200, you'd pay an $8 fee.
But before you walk into a store, make sure to take note of what type of credit cards they accept. Because American Express and Discover Card have opted not to pass along the fees. Already, 10 states around the country prohibit credit card surcharges, but Arizona is leaving the door open. Still, most of the local businesses I spoke to have no plans of passing along the credit card fees, like Phoenix Gallery owner Cole Reed.
To tax our customers for coming to see us in a regular way of paying doesn't seem like a good idea. If anything, we want to have more incentives for them to spend more money.
If you're not sure if a store is applying the surcharge, don't panic. Businesses legally have to inform customers about the fees at the register, as well as on their receipt. And Stull says if you're not happy with these charges where you shop, just vote with your feet.
Leave the store. Go somewhere else. There's always another merchant that's selling the item that you'd like to purchase.
It is said to be the most important meal of the day.
My favorite breakfast is a muffin.
I like the Jump Start because it has cereal, crackers, and milk.
My favorite breakfast is the egg omelet.
But it's also the one meal that is missed the most.
Some kids, they don't have money, and so they might not get breakfast.
Today, Arizona schools are recognizing that even more students are struggling to get their brain food. So they're working to take the stigma out of the equation. So every morning, every student at Cholla Middle School, regardless of their financial situation, gets breakfast in the classroom.
Thank you.
The program is expanding and now serves to 230,000 students in low-income school districts because many kids would otherwise go without the food they need to perform in school.
Arizona has even worse hunger problems than the country as a whole.
Matt Jewett is the health policy director at the nonprofit Children's Action Alliance. He says the state is serving breakfast to 50,000 more students than they were 5 years ago, but the extra work is worth it.
It's something that very much complements kids doing well academically.
And not only is breakfast in class helping students learn, but it gives them a duty they can be proud of.
Whether they're the person who hands out the breakfast or they tally how many students have ate for, they're picking up the trash, cleaning off the desk. Every student has a different job and responsibility, and they're really eager to participate.
Especially now at Cholla, where every single student participates.
Who wouldn't want it?
Some a little too much.
Some kids get seconds.
I don't think she's kidding.
Because I just love it.
Andra Jeffress has been working with animals for 25 years.
I adore them. They're a passion.
But since working with the Animals Benefit Club of Arizona, she's seen more cases of abused, neglected animals make their way to the shelter, like Alice, this 4-year-old beagle.
They are very sensitive, they are very loyal, and they can't speak for themselves, so that's our job.
But legislation is underway to assure that anyone who has abused an animal doesn't have the chance to do it again.
You certainly wouldn't let somebody who abuses children keep children in the house. You remove the children for the safety, and animals deserve the same protection.
If passed, House Bill 2073 would be the first law to prevent someone convicted of animal abuse to have a pet for at least 2 years. Now, though the emphasis of the bill was to protect pets, many farmers and ranchers were concerned that they would be put under criticism for this bill and that it would affect their work. So commercial horse training and farmers are exempt from the law if it passes.
No living creature should be harmed unnecessarily.
Andrea thinks that this bill would help make sure that her shelter animals are going to safe homes.
Said there are so many that cannot speak for themselves and are just treated like they're disposable.
So that dogs like Alice never have to live through this again. Last year was a rough one for Linda West. She was diagnosed with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and she lost her husband, Gary, to cancer.
He was truly my best friend.
Linda also hadn't seen her only son, Shane, in nearly 7 years. But then she received a phone call that changed her life.
She said, "We would like you to be a recipient of the bucket list."
The Bucket List Foundation is a nonprofit organization passionate about fulfilling a wish to terminally ill senior citizens. And Linda knew exactly what she wanted.
All I had was one wish. I wanted to see my son.
The foundation flew Shane from St. Louis to Phoenix to finally reunite him with his mother. Linda says the moment was one she will never forget.
I see him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Shane. And that's probably when I started to cry.
Since the organization started last year, it has granted wishes to over 20 sick senior citizens in the state of Arizona. And project manager Melanie Harvey says those donations mean a lot more when people want to get involved.
We love checks, but we like when that check comes with somebody with a heart who wants to also give into the community.
Linda stays thankful for receiving her wish and wants others to feel the same.
The bucket list offered me the opportunity to give hope.
For she is proof of their motto, living each day to the fullest because tomorrow is not promised.